I'm like so stuffed. So stuffed. Loosey-goosey. Loosey-goosey. Anyhow. Hey friend, welcome back. Or if you're new here, hi, my name is Callie Elizabeth. I am currently working on my debut high fantasy novel. Yeah, I've been on and off with writing as of late because life, that thing that likes to always change course when you're unexpecting, or least expecting, I should say. At the present moment, we have so many trajectories of our life right now, hubby and I, on which way our lives could take. We have a few things that we are waiting for answers on that could drastically change the trajectory of our life for the better. But whoo, y'all, the waiting season, sometimes that is the hardest part. Even if it's a no, like sometimes the waiting is worse than the answer, honestly, you know? And I'm sorry, I feel you if you are in a season of waiting right now, but breakthrough's coming. As I say all the time on this channel, all the time in my videos, breakthrough's coming. It's just usually not in our timing, okay? But we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. Everything is fine. Everything is taken care of. God's faithful love is sufficient, and his grace each and every day. We're gonna make it through. We're gonna make it through, y'all. We're gonna make it through. I've been doing a lot of brainstorming. Why is it that every time that I get a really cool idea or a really cool story element, it's like most of them come while I'm in the shower? If that's TMI for you, I'm sorry, but it's the truth. You know, minding my own business, and then all of a sudden, ping, idea. Ping, idea. And you're in the shower. I can't write it down. And I have a horrid memory. Short term. My short term memory, not good. Just call me Dory, okay? Yeah, that's been interesting. So I'm just like, remember. And then immediately I go right in my notes app, where I have an ongoing brainstorming notes app in my phone for this book. Or I should say for this series. Because I kind of like, anytime I have an idea, it goes on that one sheet. That one, they call it a brain dump. Just dump everything out your brain onto the note sheet. And that's what I've been doing. I've been writing a lot of things down. It could be little things, or like I just got a really cool foreshadowing situation that I think I'm going to incorporate, but that'll be next draft, because I'm almost done with the first draft and I don't want to go back and restructure things right now. I just want to get to the end so I can like begin the editing, because I've gotten a lot of things that I'm not going to add them in this draft, but I'm going to go back and tweak a few things and add a few things extra. Actually, a little less than a week ago, something kind of exciting that doesn't pertain to this book, which is kind of funny, but I was in the shower. I got a new book idea. I've gotten like little pieces or like general concepts of a few books that I could write in the future across varying genres. My plans right now, as far as my author career journey situation, I want to, or I should say my favorite books to read, the genres I enjoy reading, are fantasy, dystopian, contemporary romance, and mystery romance, depending. But I've got like across several of those genres. And I got one, and it was kind of like this one, like ideas have just kept coming to me and the inspiration for it. So I was like, well, let me write these down. So I write them all down. I'm not going to go into too much detail yet because it is less than a week old in my brain. So, and it's going to be a long ways from now. It'll be after I finish this series. But, you know, I'll still brainstorm if things come down. I'm going to write it down. Write it down in my outline. If you are inspired and you get ideas, write them down. Write them down immediately, because if you're anything like me, you're going to forget it. I will give you this. It is contemporary romance with a nod to the past, and it is a retelling. My mouth is dry as the Sahara Desert as I drink my coffee to dry it out more. Yeah, I'm so close. Let's see where I'm at. I'm at 66,141 words. And if you are new to this channel, my writing journey it's been a little over a year since I got the idea. I didn't start writing on the book until like last spring, summer situation. I have to go back and look at the exact date, but I know it was around then. So I hadn't quite made a year yet of actually working on the book, on my first draft. So I'm at over 66,000 words. I'm shooting for 80. That's going to be my soft, like, ending cutoff goal. If I write more, cool. But I'm not going to stress myself out over word count. I would like it to be there, but if it's 75 or whatever, and then I go back and add more stuff in that I didn't add during the first time, it's fine. It's a lot to learn. I've been loving every step of it. I love this creativity outlet because a lot of my work is done at home. So it's nice to be able to have a creative outlet when I'm not working on my photos, because I am a photographer. So like when I'm not editing photos, then I can dive into this creatively. Here's my baby, one of my babies. My youngest baby. This is Sophie. She's crazy. She loves to give kisses. This girl's nuts, but I love her. That's the thing. Like, if you're just getting into writing, or you want to, but you're scared, you just have to start. And I'm sure you've heard that before. If you've done any research on how to get started writing, most of the greats, and even the not so greats, will tell you, just get started. Just get started. Like, you know, I'm sure you've heard the cliche saying, what if I fall? What if you fly? Keep up the faith. You got this. Just get started. Just start. Or if you haven't started outlining, start outlining. They don't even have to be in order. That's why they call it a brain dump. Dump your brain of all of the contents that you have for your future book. Dump them somewhere and save them, but just get started. Just get started. I hope y'all had a great Valentine's Day. The day that I'm filming this, it's like Valentine's Day was a few days ago. Hubby and I, for Valentine's, we're just gonna stay home and just chillax together all day. And then he was like, so you wanna go and grab some ice cream and go sit at the lake? Maybe play some chess outside if the weather is permitting? I was like, yeah. So we loaded up, and by the time we went and grabbed some ice cream and went and sat at the lake, the wind had picked up to like 20 miles an hour. It was insane. Like, and then I was like, it's cold. Like, we wouldn't have been able to play chess. It would have blew the pieces over. So we're like, okay. So we stayed about 10 minutes outside, just basically long enough to take a photo together. And then we sat looking out at the lake for about 10 minutes. And then we hit a couple of stores in town just for fun. And then at night, we made some homemade loaded nachos. They were really good. And then we just watched some shows together and just hung out. It's a wonderful day. And another thing I've been doing a lot of research on is book cover design. And I've also been doing research on audiobooks, like how to do it. A couple of videos ago, I was saying how we're gonna do the audiobooks ourselves. Well, thank goodness, very, very, very blessed. We do have the equipment already. The only thing that we don't have is a soundproof space to do it in. We have the editing software. My husband is an audiophile, which means he loves sound. He loves running sound. He likes tweaking sound and all of that. He loves it. My brother loves it as well. So I do have a couple of people in the industry who know a thing or two about that. So I do have help with that, and I am going to be able to use that to my advantage. So I plan on doing the recording, and hopefully my other little couple that I want to do will say yes. But I'm planning to edit everything myself. I finally got started on the feast, so I probably will continue in that. I have to see. I may just have to work on my scene play for it, or just even for another scene. I don't know, because there's still 1 or 2 chapters that I have to start from scratch, but I haven't done the scene play for them yet. So I may just have to do scene plays today. I don't know. I have to just like deep dive in here and see what I got. I have a lot. So let's get into it. And we're back. So I ended up writing about 804 words. I did work in the feast. I did end up having more screenplay that I could write from. So I did actually get to write in the manuscript. So I did 804 words in the manuscript. So that was a wonderful, wonderful little session there. One thing I truly enjoy is watching the word count go up. I actually showed the project target, so like you can actually have a counter, and it'll show you as you're writing. It'll tell you how many words left you have of the goal that you set for that writing session, so you're able to actually see your progress. And that's one thing that I absolutely love, and it just helps to keep me going. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. That's going to be all. And I'll hopefully be back soon with an update. Always remember, Jesus loves you. Bye.